On the outside, the Swift sports a sleek and modern design. Suzuki have introduced a new Horizon design line that wraps around the vehicle, creating a sense of motion. Rounded shoulder lines give it a sporty edge, while the iconic Suzuki badge proudly sits at the front of the bonnet. Lower headlight positions and L-shaped daytime running lights not only enhance visibility, but also add a touch of sophistication. And check out those clear rear tailgate lights.
Vacuuming and mopping your most hated chore? Discover the RoboVac range that changes all that at Harvey Norman Electrical Warrnambool.
Part of the Ace Radio Network, 95.3 Coast FM.
11 degrees in Melbourne, the chance of showers atop today, 16, 9 o'clock. Good morning. I'm David Armstrong. 2 people have died in a horror crash on the Princess Highway in the state southwest. A truck was travelling along the highway at Tower Hill between Warrnambool and Port Fairy when it left the road and crashed into a home, killing the 2 people inside. The male truck driver was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. It's expected he'll be interviewed by major collision detectives later today. A section of the Princess Highway is closed. Emergency services are to remain at the scene for several hours. In a world first, human-like skin grown in a lab has been successfully used to treat a burns patient in Melbourne. The Alfred Hospital and Monash University have spent 10 years developing the bioengineered skin. Plastic surgeon Heather Cleland says the team was able to develop a new skin that stretches.
The area of the skin that comes back to us by about 100 times by making the cells survive and proliferate and reproduce.
A man's in hospital under police guard this morning after a shootout in regional Victoria. Here's Christina Hearn.
At 1:30 yesterday afternoon, the illicit firearms squad executed a raid on a property in Dumbalk North in Gippsland, around 2 hours east of Melbourne. A 56-year-old man who lives at that property fired at police, who then returned fire. The gunman went on the run, sparking a massive manhunt involving members of the Special Operations Group and Critical Incident Response Team. At 5 p.m, that man was found with non-life-threatening injuries. He was taken to hospital under police guard, where he remains this morning. Thankfully, no police officers were injured during the shootout. In Melbourne, Christina Hearn, 9 News.
Psychiatrists and support workers have been told to work from home to avoid anti-Daniel Andrews protesters who rally at lunchtime against the former Premier's appointment to a youth mental health board. There's been outcry at his appointment at Origin, some mental health advocates saying it's a slap in the face due to his COVID lockdowns. John Seck has made a surprise appearance at a health workers union conference, urging them to walk away from the ACTU and the Labor Party. He urged delegates to join with rebel unions in their bid for better pay and conditions. 500,000 households have received late bills for their water accounts after a major IT bungle. Greater Western Waters apologised to the 520,000 people affected, admitting that even the next round of bills could be delayed as well. An LA District Attorney has recommended the resentencing of the Menendez brothers, jailed over the 1989 killings of their parents. 34 years ago, Eric and Lyle were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. DA George Gascon says following a comprehensive review of the evidence, he will advise their sentence be reduced to murder. That would make them eligible for parole immediately.
After a very careful review of all the arguments that were made for people on both sides of this equation, I came to a place where I believe that under the law, resentencing is appropriate, and I am going to recommend that to a court tomorrow.
Police charges? Contact Bellman Legal Vic, Timor Street.
Well, Thursday night football set to dominate the 2025 AFL season. The league looking at playing 21 games in the time slot. That's an increase from 14 this season. Channel 7's also reportedly pushing for several Sunday night games early in the season. Victoria hosts a star-studded New South Wales side in the one-day cup at the Junction Oval, with play about an hour away. It's a star-studded blues side featuring Pat Cummins, Steve Smith and Josh Hazlewood. Glenn Maxwell will be playing for Victoria. He's told Wide World of Sports he can't wait.
Some big names. We've got Hazlewood and Cummins back in, and looking forward to playing against those guys. Reasonably familiar with both of them, and looking forward to it.
Ravindra Ashwan has overtaken Nathan Lyon on the all-time Test wicket-taking chart after taking his 531st wicket. And Manchester United remains winless after 3 games in the Europa League, drawing 1-1 with Turkish giant Fenerbahce. 9:05, and that's the latest news in sport.
Port Fairy Day Spa is turning 20 with 20% off store-wide. Look out for their birthday celebrations and giveaways this week. Happy birthday, Port Fairy Day Spa.
Welcome to your life. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Everybody wants to rule the world. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Coast FM local news. Online at coast.com.au and on air now.
I'm Pat Gordon. An electro-technology apprentice was last night named Apprentice of the Year at Southwest TAFE's annual Trade Awards. Emma Clark has the story.
More than 260 people attended the awards night to acknowledge outstanding achievements of students across a variety of trades. Winning the overall award, Casey Smith, who's employed by the Bega Group in Koroit. She was recognised for her hard work, enthusiasm and dedication to her studies.
WMDCA Premier Division 1 action will tomorrow see our opening round winners Dennington and Mortlake clash after strong starts to their respective seasons. Elsewhere, Merivale begin their campaign after having the bye during round 1. They'll face a tough test off the bat when they host Allinsford Panmure. And that's the latest in local news.
Spend $150 or more on Estee Lauder at Monaghan's Pharmacy and you can buy the 12-piece Estee Lauder Blockbuster including 7 full-size favourites for only $175.
Upgrade your online presence with Ace Digital. We'll design and develop your website to reach your online customers. Get the details at ace.digital.
A 300 gram porterhouse steak and a schooner, $27 Thursday night at Warrnambool Bowls Club.
Harvey Norman Warrnambool Bedding, supporting Australian-made mattress and bedroom furniture.
Coast FM weather.
Your 4-day forecast for the Great South Coast. A warning to sheep graziers has been issued for the southwest. Partly cloudy this morning with light winds. Tomorrow, Saturday, mostly sunny and a possible late shower, a top of 21 degrees. Sunday, partly cloudy, a possible shower, 20 degrees. And Monday, cloudy, a shower or 2, 16. Terang, Mortlake, Port Fairy and Warrnambool all heading for a top of 16 today.
Had a personal injury that wasn't your fault? Talk to Arnold, Thomas and Becca Warrnambool today about what you deserve.
Currently, it's 11 degrees.